Hey everyone, welcome to Evolving Profits. So this is going to be the first episode for this channel. Really, we got started on this kind of like many of you probably did, and that's from enjoying what we call the hobby. And by that I mean Pokemon, collecting cards. Maybe some of you were like me and you got started when you were a kid. So for me, that was in the late 90s, so 1999, of course. I just remember being on the playground, and some of my earliest memories, just seeing those shiny hollows. Of course, the base set Charizard. For me, my first ever holo was this Electrode. I don't know. I know some of you guys might think, well, that's a pretty cheap card, but the point is, it kind of left a mark on me, just like I'm sure it did for many of you. And I'm sure many of us didn't realize that all these years later, I'm in my early 30s now, definitely no longer a kid, but I'm really enjoying getting back into the hobby. Now, I'm not one of those that has been in it for many, many years, but when I got back in 2022, I feel like I've gone on quite the journey just in the past 2 years. I started out getting back into it, just collecting things like the coolest cards that I thought I could find on the playground, and now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, how much has the price of this card gone up over the past year or so, right? So I've kind of felt that there are many ways to interact with Pokemon, interact with this hobby, and it never ceases to amaze me as things continue to grow, as I continue to learn more. What I'm finding is that there really is kind of anything that you can do in terms of how you want to be a part of this. You can be a collector, you can be an investor, and before you flame me in the comments about being an investor, bro, we're really going to talk about this. You can flip, you can make some money while being a part of your hobby. You can grow your collection through your profits. You can watch your collectibles increase in value. And I really want to talk about all of it on this channel. We're going to be doing how-to videos, how to pre-grade, how to submit to PSA, how to succeed in grading your cards, and should you ever choose, and let's be honest, no matter where you are on that spectrum of being a collector, investor, reseller, you need to be able to know how to sell at one point or another, right? Life events will happen. Maybe you'll get tired of one card. Maybe you'll start to feel that there's a little less sparkle to Mewtwo battling Charizard, right? It all really just depends. But if you're like me, I like learning. And that's really going to be what we're going to do on this channel. We're going to maybe learn some things that are new. Maybe some of you listening have been at this for some time. But either way, I'm very excited about it. I think that it's going to be something that we can kind of grow together with, right? And that's really what this is about. We're going to be marking our journey. Those of us here at Evolving Profits, it's not just me, for example, but it's quite a few of us. And again, I really just think it's going to be something that you guys will hopefully find beneficial, but also on my end, I really think that it's going to be something that I can use to kind of hold myself accountable. One of the things I found on my journey was that back when I first got in, 2022, right? My father got me a booster box randomly. I had not been in Pokemon, you guys, at all since since I was in elementary school. And come 2022, right? I'm already 30 plus, and he gets me this booster box he just happens to find, right? And I just leave it in my closet for a little while. And then one day I decided I need to open it. I see Pokemon that I remember. For me, what got me back into it, I pulled a Houndoom holo, right? And it was nothing fancy, you guys. I'm sure for those of you that have been around since the Sword and Shield era, it was just a Houndoom holo from Chilling Reign, and nothing crazy at all. But I was just like, man, this is the coolest card, right? Well, what happened? I started looking back into it, and I definitely bought some more booster boxes, right? What kind of hooked me back in? I bought one booster box of Battle Styles. Yes, Battle Styles, the worst set, right? Maybe some of you love it. I've got one in the background over there, you can see right there, but I opened one Battle Styles booster box and I pulled the Sleeping Tyranitar. And that was how I learned that Modern had some cool cards. Of course, during this time, I was doing probably what anybody does when they first get back into it and just searching where I knew to search. I was looking at eBay. I was getting PSA 7s of my childhood cards, right? I had no idea that they were pretty much worthless at that grade, right? This was just for the personal collection. So base set, Holo Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, the arts that were just the coolest, right? The grails of my youth. And what I basically then did was I started consuming content on YouTube. That's what kind of inspired us at Evolving Profits here to really get started on this channel, is to share with you guys what our knowledge is. Some of us are collectors at heart. Some of us are just here to resell. Some of us really are just looking to have fun. But I think what is going to be the common theme of this channel, and for those of you who will probably continue to come back and watch these videos, is that we're looking to evolve, right? Evolve in the hobby, evolve our collections, evolve in how we can make money, enjoying what we like to do, enjoying how we like to interact with Pokemon. And it really is just kind of a crazy IP, right? So I just got back in with a booster box in 2022. I pulled a cool Houndoom, and then it all just kind of snowballed from there. Before I realized it, right after I had ripped quite a few booster boxes those first couple months, I went to a card shop, and I sold a good amount of the hits, right? Because I wanted to be able to buy more boxes. And one of the things that I found that was interesting was that the shop owner told me that he was much more interested in buying modern than the vintage cards that I'd been picking up over those past few months. And that confused me. I was like, wait, I thought vintage was the absolute best, right? And that's kind of what I find interesting. Fast forward, I begin learning that just like in the name inherently, if something is collectible, right, we have scarcity, right? So the amount of product that there is available on the market, and we have demand, right? So it's just basic economics, supply and demand. And that's what happens with collectibles. And what's interesting is that if you look at just the history of Pokemon booster boxes, they go up over time. Pokemon is the largest and strongest IP in the world in existence. It's just kind of something to behold, and they continue to not miss. I'm making this when Prismatic Evolutions is right around the corner. Terrestrial Festival, the Japanese version, has just come out, and it's crazy. I can barely supply the streamers that I sell to, the vendors that sell locally in my area that I sell to. It's just been something. We're really poised to go into a bull market in 2025. And again, you guys, that's really what we're going to do starting on this journey together. We're going to talk about the concept of investing in Pokemon, the concept of having a collection. We're going to enjoy some cards together. We're going to really look at how we can grow our collection, how we can build our bankroll, right? We're going to look at how we can grade, how we can resell. We're going to look at different mediums. Maybe it's on eBay, TCG Player. What if it's locally, Facebook Marketplace, right? The dreaded area where you get ghosted left and right. But either way, I am excited to get started on this with you guys. And I'm just, I think it's just cool if you're listening to me right now. So I think that'll do it for today's episode. But again, if this piques your interest, I hope you I hope you comment, I hope you subscribe to this channel. But this is Evolving Profits, signing out on episode 1.